Hi fam! So this is a recap on week 12 of pregnancy. Baby this week was learning how to breathe the amniotic fluid so that when it is born, it knows how to do the breathing reflex, and it was learning some other reflexes too, like the touch and jab reflex and things like that. We also got to see that baby is definitely using their intestines, which was something that we saw in the preview of week 12, is that the intestines start working this week when we went to our ultrasound, which I'll have the video of the ultrasound and the heartbeat later in the video. But when we went and saw it, we got to see that his belly is full of liquid, and then her bladder is super full of fluid as well. So baby's intestines are working perfectly. As for symptoms this week, I haven't really had any bad symptoms. They've all been pretty good. My nauseousness is almost down to nothing. I have nauseousness maybe 30 minutes in the morning from like 6 to 6:30, and it's really bad at that point, like dry heaving constantly, having to take numerous breaks, trying not to vomit, that kind of thing. But after that 30-minute period, good to go for the rest of the day. I don't have any kind of nauseousness, and it's amazing. I'm so happy to be over that nauseousness. So that just means that the placenta has taken over most of the work of carrying and supplying hormones and stuff for the baby. So my body doesn't have to do as many hormones as it was in the first trimester, because the placenta is actually doing most of the work now. I'm hoping that the nauseousness continues to dissipate over the next week as we go into the second trimester. This is the last week of the first trimester. Other symptoms that I was having last week was heartburn. I didn't have any heartburn this week, so that was really awesome. The only thing that's been consistent is I'm exhausted all the time. I'm really tired. I have to take numerous naps, and it's weird because my exhaustion hits me like a ton of bricks. Like, it's not like, ooh, you're getting tired, you should slow down, nothing like that. It's, oh, I'm energetic, we can go for this, and then 4 minutes later I'm like, oh no, we have to take a break, I have to sit down somewhere, this is not happening. So I don't have those signals that I'm going to be tired. It just happens, and at that time I'm exhausted. We need to take a break right then. Which kind of puts a damper on a lot of things. Like if we're walking our dog, all of a sudden I'll be like, I need to take a seat, we have to sit down for a few minutes, like I don't care, where is the curb, I am so tired. But it only lasts for about 10 minutes or so, and then I'm back up to normal, or at least normal enough to be able to walk around still. Cravings, I haven't really had any one-off cravings this week. This week has been pretty status quo. Cheese is still amazing and I love it. String cheese is great. And I still am craving red meat. I still want to have steaks and stuff. But other than that, I haven't really had any new cravings this week. My weight has actually gone up, so I'm at 188 this week. That's still 3 pounds less than when Jeff and I found out that we were pregnant, but I'm slowly gaining the weight back, so that's good. So that's about it. The best moments of this week, I actually had quite a few. So the first one was when I was visiting my mom. We went to go get her toenails done, and this woman realized I was pregnant, and it was the first time I've had somebody realize on their own that I am pregnant. So they were like, oh my gosh, how far along are you, and stuff like that. For the longest time I felt really bloated and just like flabby, and so for someone to actually, that has no idea about me or my family, is a complete stranger, to know that I was pregnant was a really fun experience. And so the second best moment of this week is that I started touching my belly more, and that's something new for me. I've never really ever touched my belly or rubbed my belly when I wasn't pregnant, and I haven't really done it during the pregnancy. But this week I caught myself numerous times just touching my belly, rubbing it, keeping a hand on it, and it was just really, it was a endearing moment for me, because I knew that subconsciously I'm connecting with baby. So that was really awesome. So then the third thing that was amazing this week is that we got to see baby on the ultrasound. It was amazing. We got to hear the heartbeat. We also got to see its intestines and how they're working properly. We got to see the 2 hemispheres of the brain. We got to see his spine. And one of the most relieving things is that he or she got tested for like Down syndrome and all of those things, and baby looks perfectly healthy. There's no deformities or anything or abnormalities that would affect baby, and so baby looks super healthy, and that was the best moment of this week. So my week hasn't really been that bad. The only thing I can say is that the ultrasound tech, I guess what would be the worst moment of this week was the ultrasound tech. She was amazing. Don't get me wrong, she was amazing. But halfway through, she has the little thing on my belly, and she's looking at baby, and she goes, so do you guys want to know the gender? And my husband and I are like, what? Yes, we would love to know the gender. Oh my gosh, it's so early. Everyone says you can't find out the gender this early. Yeah, we would love to know the gender. And she goes, oh, well, yeah, I can't figure it out this early. I just wanted to know if you wanted to know. And I was just like, why are you playing with my emotions? Why? Like, I got really irritated for a second, because there's a different way to say it. Like, are you guys going to find out the gender of your baby? Rather than, so, now that we're looking at baby on the ultrasound, do you want to know what the gender is? Like, so that was a false start that really irritated me. But other than that, like, first world problems, basically. Like, I don't have anything to complain about this week. It's been really good. There hasn't been any bad moments this week. All right, so let's get into measurements. Okay, so this is belly this week. This is what it looks like. I'm starting to get like little folds and it's bothering me, but whatever. Okay, so last week I was 40.5 inches. So let's see what I am at this week. Okay, so I am at 40 3/4 of an inch. So I've gained about 3/4 of an inch this week around. And then let us see how much I've gained this way. And I'm at 14.5. So I've gained 1/2 inch this way and about 3/4 of an inch this way. And so without further ado, here's all the ultrasound video and the heartbeat. I hope you guys enjoy it. So in week 13, baby is just trying to double in size some more. And the other thing that baby is doing is creating what's called lanugo, which is basically small hair follicles that keep a cheese textured substance stuck to their skin so that they don't dry out in the amniotic fluid, because they're basically in a warm bath of fluid for 9 months. And so to keep their skin from being chapped or dried out by the fluid, this lanugo cheese textured substance starts covering their skin. And it when the babies come out, you kind of see it. It's like that white substance that's all over their skin, and it usually falls off within the first 2 or 3 weeks of their birth. So that's what baby is creating right now, is the lanugo that will keep him or her moisturized throughout this visit. So that's all for this week. I will see you guys next week in the last week of this first trimester. Yay! See you guys then. Bye.